Hello. All I can say is I'm so grateful that Prince Andrew has finally listened to somebody with sense, and I don't think it's his own lawyers. So an agreement between, a settlement between Prince Andrew and Virginia Giuffre has now been reached, in which Prince Andrew very interestingly agrees to certain things, or certain things are agreed in the settlement. He regrets that unfair public attacks have been made, and accepts that Virginia Giuffre has suffered as an established victim of abuse. That's an interesting statement. This slaps Andrew really in the face for his cack-handed BBC interview, which expressed no concerns or any sympathy really for her and other victims of abuse at all. But it also slaps down his own defence team, whose raison d'etre seemed to have been to attack Virginia Giuffre at all points, to attack her character. There are three big points in this settlement agreement. The second one is that Prince Andrew rejects or regrets his association with Epstein, who died in 2019, and commends the bravery of Giuffre and other survivors of abuse for standing up for themselves and for others. Absolutely. Absolutely. People who are survivors of abuse need to be praised for their ability simply to get through. Simply to get through. It's a dreadful thing. The third point, I think, is probably the most interesting. So it commits Prince Andrew to fight against the evils of sex trafficking and to support its victims. I'm not sure how it imagines that he's going to do this, as he's now no longer got that royal status and the access that he would otherwise have had. Come on, babe. Up you come, up you come. But the agreement adroitly avoids any admission of guilt, it also avoids specifying how much money is being paid and whether or not it's in two sums. So we know there's going to be a substantial sum paid to Miss Giuffre's charity in support of victims' rights, but is that on top of the settlement sum itself? There's no mention of Ghislaine Maxwell, which I think is interesting. There's also no mention of the photograph. Now, the photograph is interesting. We all assumed it was in the possession of Miss Giuffre, but recently it's been said that it isn't. Now, if it isn't in her possession, that means that the defence, Prince Andrew's team, couldn't get hold of the photograph and therefore couldn't examine it to see if it was a fake, which was his claim. So, all in all, this is a very interesting settlement. Interesting in part because of its omissions. Does it draw a line beneath all this stuff? I have no idea. Sorry if I'm sounding a little groggy. I'm still drugged up from some stuff in a hospital earlier today. But anyway, I thought this was too important a piece of news to avoid making a comment about. So please follow the channel and do subscribe and do be indulgent to Bay, who really wants it. It's a Bay day, isn't it? Bay watch. Bay is always there with a comment. Just when you think Bay is going to go to sleep, Bay comes wailing into action. But he's very old. He's very old and much loved. And he'll be picked up every time he makes a noise. Have fun. Bye-bye.